Hey guys, HelpingHans here, bringing you your first Dwarfheim tutorial video. This video will be specialising in looking at the builder class, and I'll also have the developers with me alongside me, helping me out, give me some feedback and some advice, as well as me answering the important questions in regards to gameplay and mechanics. I hope you find this video enjoyable. So guys, when you click the start button, you'll be greeted with this screen. Here you have 90 seconds to choose your Thane, your hero character for your class. You have currently have the option of two Thanes to choose from. The first is Samratron Ulban, which is the one we've chosen for our playthrough. And we also have Reyna Stone Daughter. But we're going to choose this guy, as this is the one we've played through. So what does this guy do? So he has an aura around himself that provides good buffs for allies and your own units as well. And that is that units generate their HP by 3 for every second. Also, increase the damage by 10%, and finally, increasing the speed by 5% as well. Now, let's get into the game. Now, when you start a match, you'll be greeted with the Town Hall and 3 heroes. You only micro one of those heroes, as that is one for your class. The 2 other heroes are for the other classes, the other players, the Miner and the Warrior. And let's begin. So here we go. So I'm going to start off with my character, which is this guy over here. It's Samratron Ulban. So first things first, I want to start my economy going. So I probably want to start building farms and probably getting a barracks ready for our warrior class to fight enemies. So what you do first is you press B and then F to build your first farm. You want to build it next to the town hall like you do in something like Age of Empires. And then you want to click, and then you want to click on the Korzan wheat. Could you explain to me the difference between the Korzan wheat and the Moldabar grains, please?
So currently they're used in different brews, which is used in different technologies and ales, which gives buffs for the player. This is something we're working on streamlining, so it will have changes very soon.
And it says it also is an edible farm resource as well, so you could utilize this if you're lacking food. Would you automatically then use that if you ran out of normal Korzan wheat?
Yeah, that's right.
But you'd always
you can actually lock it by clicking the food resource and choosing which you want to have unlocked.
So what would be a general good idea, since everyone always shares resources at the start? How much resource do you want to be using for builders? Because you want to let your teammate be able to build maybe a warrior or a mercenary, sorry, or the miner to build maybe another extra miner at the start. So how many would you advise as a good starting point, as because everyone's sharing the same resource?
Personally, I spend a lot of the food as a builder early on because I want to get that wood up as quick as possible, because the mine is going to devour a lot of the early game wood as soon as it has the possibility to do so. So I won't say that like right now you're looking pretty good. You have
BH to build a house.
Decent amount of farms going, and one of the kind of like things other people do is they rush silver to get lumber mills so they can have quicker wood.
Okay, so you just mine silver in the underworld, I imagine. Just do that real quick.
Yeah, especially on this map, it's easy access to silver, so you don't have to do a silverleaf farm early on.
A silverleaf farm, so I would need to build a granary on the underground. Okay. Also, does my hero have increased farming speed compared to general builders, or?
No, not Samratron, but the other hero has. So right. Samratron is especially effective helping out both in combat and of course through the speed bump.
Okay, so once I've got 3 builders, I've got 3 farms, built 1 house, and just want to chime in that the house does increase the population cap, but also not just for yourself, for your teammates as well. So now, what would you recommend I should build? Is it a do you think a barracks would be wise right now? But you can already start building mercenaries from the town hall, so I wouldn't think a barracks is maybe the first thing I should be building. I noticed that the AI is set to build the ale house early. Is that recommended?
I'll get to it.
The ale house. It can be. It depends on how your warrior is faring and how he works.
But since my my hero already has that aura healing, you kind of maybe don't need it because I know that ale house provides a healing aura when your units are nearby it, right?
Yeah.
So I've noticed that, like, you say you want to build silver farms in the underworld early, but if you've already got silver veins in the underworld, why would you want to do that when you could just build it that way?
It comes. It depends on the map you're playing. So some maps have less silver than other maps. So comparing kind of like the strategy you're going for, it might take a little while to dig to silver.
Okay.
So if that's the case, you definitely want to have. Sorry, I'm just a little bit focused there. So if that's the case, you can actually micro your unit and build a farm and wait until he's finished farming. Bring that silver leaf up to get like a granary built earlier than what you would have if you had to wait for the miner.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it right now. So we'll build a granary on the underworld. So here we go. So I need a big open space. I'll probably pop it here for the time being because you're probably going to mine this vein out nearby.
Yeah.
So I've built it there. Notice there's a little bit of an issue with the pathing there. See, one of your miners getting stuck going around. I've noticed pathing being an issue with a lot of units actually at the moment. So is that something you're working on?
Oh, definitely. Pathing is our main focus right now. We've updated quite a lot about it recently. So we recently upgraded the building pathing. And we're updating the follow pathing and the resource gathering pathing in the next patch.
Okay, so here I've just built myself a silver farm in the underworld. You can build different types of farms as you saw. Those other farms help you, if they're for the late game, when you get your breweries out, and you can add buffs onto your troops and stuff, which is really awesome. But here, this is just another way to make silver without having to mine it, as we can see here. Also, we can make farmers, but we need steel. And to get steel, we need to expand the actual Factorio-style mining layout that we have here at the moment. So that'll take us some time before we can actually get some farmers. But so let's go back over to the overworld and see how much wood. We've got 260 wood, so let's get a couple more workers out, and we'll build some other crucial buildings. So we'll get a barracks built now.
Aye. It'll be done very soon. Aye, to be sure.
Lumber mill over here.
What can I build? Right away.
Okay, so here we go. So now, with the barracks, as a builder, I can't use the barracks at all. That's purely for the warrior to start making units out of, and we'll get onto that when I go through and play the warrior class later on. But that's now a good thing to do to help the warrior out, build the barracks. Now, where would you recommend building multiple barracks? I guess that's when your economy is thriving quite a lot, and you're probably floating a lot of resources.
Getting your army up after a battle is as quickly as possible is, of course, super important in Dwarfheim.
Okay, we can see the enemy's about to push us from the front with a few troops. If you make sure you stay near the town hall is a good idea. That way you can gain the healing aura. Yeah, I'll bring my guy towards you to benefit from the healing aura while you're fighting. And we are winning this fight because at the moment, even though we have less troops, because we have both the healing, I believe, and we have the 20% damage output. Well, I think we're just about winning it. So what I could do real quick here is build ourselves a tower. So I'm going to quickly come over here and get ourselves this tower built.
What do you need? They will lose, for I am there.
So I'm a little bit difficult here, but I got the tower up so we can have that extra damage. Also, make sure to do my research and buff up my own hero. That's something I've forgotten to do, is buff up my hero's level. And this is the with the resource called the Qua. Now, how do you get more Qua? Is that just automatically gained, or is that every time you kill enemies? How does that work?
So quarry is a volatile resource that you can find basically all over Agartha. You get it in game by basically doing everything. You get it as a passive income from doing tasks like gathering resources, or killing creeps or enemy units, and by using it you can level up your Thane and its abilities.
I am got on something.
Nice, we've got quite a bit of silver. So, and what do we use silver for?
With the chopper, let's cut it short.
Silver and Trollspot is our main tech resource right now. So using it, you can increase, for example, your harvest speed of both lumber and food, especially as the miner. You can increase the number of supply you get per house, and you can increase the damage your units do.
So I've got a couple of lumberjacks now over here, and they cut trees and move with resources faster, so they're just a lot more efficient. So I guess late game, what you want to do is replace the builders off the wood cutting and just replace them with lumberjacks. Same thing with the farmers, and the builders then, I guess, focus on doing other important things, such as I don't know, anything else that you might want them to do, just build defenses and that kind of thing.
Yeah, the lumberjacks actually doubles the yield you have from food as well.
On my way, slowly.
So in that case, they are in special maps. Wood often runs dry, so you would like to have more of
Going
them
to the
be
underworld,
able
we're going to make another farm here.
as quickly as possible. Actually, you want to have lumberjacks up because wood often determines the end of the match.
Okay, they're coming in to attack our base right now. But I've built some towers, so I've noticed towers are very effective. You get a couple of towers next to each other, and they're really good against pushing the enemy back, even with a small number of people to defend the base with.
I'll make sure everything is up to code. It'll be done very soon. Aye, just give me a moment. Yeah, I'll be over in a minute.
What can I do for you? Already done. What do you need? I won't spill a drop while doing it. Going. They need ale.
There we go. So we defended there.
What do you need?
So we need more houses, so let's get some more houses built.
Slowly. What can I do to it?
I think we've got quite a bit of food, actually. So I think what we'll do now is we're going to maybe get an ale house up. Maybe over here. And then that will act as a healing aura to heal my farmers in my base.
I'll make sure everything is up to code.
Right. So now I've done this so far, what would you recommend the next thing to do? Should we tech up to the university now?
Definitely. And if I'm lagging a little bit behind, but as soon as we start getting more steel, we should see the possibility to build a bear pit for the warrior.
And the bear pit is the elite units for the warrior.
Yes, that's right.
So now we've got the ale house that's healing that guy there, which is awesome.
On my way.
So just saying on stream that it would be, I think, building the ale house actually, which has a circumference which includes your farmers. If they get attacked, they'll automatically heal while still working if the ale house is near to them. So I think that seems to be a decent strategy there. Would you recommend building multiple ale houses at all, or do you think one's enough?
I think that currently one's enough, but if you have the ability to push and probably like establish something more of a frontline base, you want to bring them there and build maybe like a frontline alehouse.
Just get some more farms going. Right, so now we have the university up. We can, and here are the different things we can unlock. We can unlock arrow slits. All military buildings are now able to fire back, so if I build multiple barracks and I guess pits, they'll ultimately fire at the enemy, kind of act like towers. I increase all the buildings' HP. I can also unlock the ability to build more town halls. But this is very late tier tech because you need lockstone, which is this resource up here, which is a super hard resource to get, which is only acquirable in the underworld, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
We've also got increased housing capacity. So we might actually go for that soon. We also need to requires bunk beds. So I guess we get bunk beds from the town hall. So we'll go for that upgrade. So increase our the amount of capacity our houses can have for our army. Also going to probably go over here.
And if I could get, I think blacksmith and geo center is kind of like the next tech buildings we would like to get.
Yeah, I'll be over.
Roger that.
What's your angle? What? Do you have a permit? Need something built by the builder?
So we can go for the pits. This is the next warrior type building, which we'll put up over here.
Consider it done.
A done deal.
There we go. So we are, should be all good. I'm keeping my hero unit near my allies to give them healing as they fight.
I will do it.
I could also just have them follow a unit, so I don't have to micro them. They'll just follow. But I don't think if they're on the follow command, they won't actually attack, right?
No, that's right.
I'm also going to go to research. I'm going to increase my builder units chop down trees 30% faster. So actually, here's a I could click on my lumberjack right now and upgrade my for better axes to increase my builder units to chop down trees. But if I'm only using lumberjacks, I kind of don't really need that, right? It's kind of a waste if I'm just using lumberjacks. Is that right?
It does increase their speed, so you actually increase their efficiency as well.
Ah, so maybe that should be on the tooltip as well. That says it helps lumberjacks as well, because it currently only says builder units. And okay, so we'll get that since that'll help them as well. So I built the pit. Right, so and then we want a monastery and a geology center, so we need silver for that. Okay. So if I go to the underworld and click on the granary that we have down here, I can click on research and increase this farming speed as well there, so we'll do that. Unlock that. Also maybe produce a couple more farmers down here. So again, we need more houses with max pop up at the top right hand side there. So we're going to come over here and just keep building a couple more houses. Actually, we can speed building up by building up 2 builders building them together. So I can actually, so now I built the pit, I actually can make ourselves some fighting units, which is called the Guard. And this is the Guard is the offensive unit, boasts a lot of health, carries an armor-penetrating spear, allowing him to fend off heavily armored attackers and defend the settlement. So this is the only builder fighting unit, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So if I might build a couple of them, so I can keep my base protected. And once a lumber mill has been used up, you could probably just delete it and refund the resources, I imagine, right? If there's nowhere near anything.
Yeah.
So to delete something, we press X, and we get refunded the resources. Pay attention to the top left. Boom, there you go. 100 wood has been recovered there, which is good. So this gives me more building space. So I can't build the monastery right now because I lack stone and I lack silver. So I'm telling my teammates that now. So hopefully the underworld player, who is
Me.
and hopefully he'll now start making ourselves some prioritizing mining stone for us, so we can get a lot of stone in. And you can see he's made this complex on the mining system, and we'll go into more depth later on when we play the miner class shortly today. But here, basically, he's going to rock crush the stuff, and it'll come through the system and make us the resource that we need. Right, so now we might have enough stone to build what we need. Not just yet. We can get a brewing still. So you want to keep. So you want to build the brewing stills right next to the monastery, as that shortens the walking time between the brewer and the monastery, as he puts the brew that he's made back into the monastery. Oh yeah, we need a blacksmith as well, but we're lacking silver. So as we're lacking a lot of silver, what I might do now is I'm probably going to go to the underworld, and I'm going to go make maybe make some farms, more silver leaf. Apparently you could change the crops of the farm without destroying it. How do you do that? Oh, you just click on... So you click the farm, and then you click on the icon there. Did they do that immediately? I guess we could find out. Or is it once they finish that, they'll then rock on over and make a different type of resource? Okay.
Yeah, you can press the X to destroy it.
On the way.
Beneath the
It'll be
resources.
done very soon. Nice day.
And you get... And anytime you destroy something, you get a full refund. Is that right?
Not crops, because that's
Not
just
crops.
time.
Okay.
Wasted.
Oh, so it's just time. It's not the resource of the wood, though. You still get the full refund on wood that you put into making the farm. Okay. So we can make food down here as well, guys, if you want to be making food. But, I mean, we'll make one to see what it looks like. There we go. Let's go back up to the overworld. We should have enough resources now to build certain other buildings. So, alright, let's go over here and make the monastery. Also, we've got our lumberjacks. They're taking a lot longer to go mine something. So I'm just going to get a couple more builders. Let's see if we've got some spare builders. So F1 selects idle ones. This one's idle for some reason, so we'll get him to that. There's one over here. Right, so here we have the monastery up. We can now research the Brewmaster, but we need some of the some special resource there, which is the oak leaf. So the
Yeah, I'll be over
the Malbon grain. So we need some of them. So we'll actually make a couple of them actually. But I'll probably come over here actually and make another granary and make that purely working on that resource. So just once you've reached a certain amount of Qua and you've leveled up your hero to the maximum level, is Qua basically useless then?
So currently, yes, but soon, hopefully, we'll introduce some new mechanics, which makes core more valuable and more
Let's spawn some more units there.
choice. What do you want to spend it on, basically?
Okay, so we get some brewing stills out now. So I want to rotate these around, maybe like this.
on my way.
Build 3 of them down like that. Help them mine that, chop that up. This is our guard unit. So our guard unit has 700 HP. If we click on another unit, oh, we can't click on our allied units, unfortunately, to see what they benefit from. But this is the guard. So 700 HP and 42 attack power. Okay, we'll have some farmers here. So we want these farmers to work on marble grains.
On my way.
These guys
And
working.
also, if you could build me a demolition hut, that would be great.
Sure, I'll be working on that shortly.
Yeah.
You need a full stomach for a full beer.
So demolition hut. It's explosive hut, yeah. You
Yeah.
do you need that in the does it matter where I build it? Would you prefer it in the underworld or above ground?
You can build it wherever. Above ground is pretty good because I can have it. I'll probably use it with the army. The siege
Right.
units are, of course, combat units for the miner.
Now, is there ever an instance where, as the builder, I want to take my guard units away from my base and help being an attacking force, or is it generally they always sit around the base? Is there any role for them in an attacking role?
They are pretty decent combat units, and they do have some of the highest armor penetration in the game. So they definitely do have a work on the front line. Sadly, they're pretty slow, so using them efficiently is a
Time to
challenge.
consider it done.
So you need to be
Nice.
pretty sure that the rush is
I
successful
swear this field is
if you want to
growing
push with them.
rocks.
So, how much more efficient are farmers compared to
You need a
builders?
full stomach for a full beer. See what we
They're
get.
about, I think, 1.6.
Okay, so I'm just going to build a load of farmers, and I'm going to get these guys off working on them. Get them over here. So I'm going to replace all these guys with farmers now. And then I'm going to... have I got a blacksmith out yet? No, let's get blacksmith over here.
Consider it done. On my way.
So one guy starts the build, then you can get everyone to help the build. And then it speeds up the blacksmith. See how quickly that's going up now?
We reap what we sow.
So there we go, blacksmith's up. So just built the blacksmith for you finally. That's up. And then I can get the geology hut center as well over here.
Hey, just give me a moment.
Right, we should be able to get... So now we've got enough of this type of grain. We can now make the... take to the Brewmaster. And the Brewmaster is great, like a healing aura unit.
On my way.
Is there an attack move button for your units? I was trying to figure out if there was one.
Yeah, control right click.
Control right clicks attack move. Okay, right.
Yeah. We're of course introducing a more traditional setup for like RTS players. more.
So N for defenses, another tower here. Make sure we can repair the buildings as well. Right, we should be able to get our brewmasters out now. So we're going to build 3 brewmasters. 1, 2, 3. And if we click on our food thing, we can see what other stuff so we've got 1,000 of that, 150 or so of that, and 1,600 of that. So we've got Fleng, Willow Shade, and Angel Cap, and these all make different brews in these breweries you can make. We've got 3 ones, so we can make 3 of each kind. So we're going to make 5 of the Albans Ale. There's a healing ale that gives health regeneration, and then we're going to make 5 of the Corson Brew, and 5 of the Malabar Draw. And we get the brewers then onto that. They'll make that, and then they'll just transport their brew into the monastery, and then you'll have a stack of them in the inventory of the monastery. And then once you do, you click on this building, the ale house, and then you then activate one of these abilities, and they last 120 seconds. So catch up increases resource gain, HP regeneration. You've got increased health, you've got increased attack speed, and you've got increased movement speed. And when it comes to the ale house and their buffs, you can only have 1 active at any one time, right?
Yeah, that's
Whatever
correct.
you need.
Right, so we're gonna get these guys to come over here.
Time to put words in.
What's the recommended amount of brewing stills that we should have? You reckon?
It all depends. So I think that with three, you can actually get a pretty decent, enough ales going to get like the needed resources to do that push.
Okay, so in these buildings, the geology center and the blacksmith, they're just resources. They're buildings that my allies can take up and use. I can't use them myself, but I need to build them for my team, as that'll help them out. So we can delete this building. We don't need that lumber mill there. It's in the way. Defenses. So when it comes to defenses, you've got, you got your wooden walls and the gates. You can upgrade them with stone, which makes them more durable. Does the stone increase the damage output on the towers at all, or is it just durability?
Both damage and durability.
Okay, both damage and durability. Awesome. Okay, anything else? So you can obviously repair all these buildings. Can you repair your town hall? Is that something you can? You can't repair the town hall. Interesting. Okay.
So if that's destroyed, it's over.
It's over. However, you can tech in your base the technology once you have some lockstone to make another town hall. It just currently is vaguely just says at the moment build more town halls. Does that just increase the count to 2?
No, you can actually build more, but they are pretty expensive. So even getting 2 is a pretty good feat for a player.
Okay. A chat saying only builder can make stone walls, gates, and towers. However, I was noticing that you built the gate over here with your hero unit, right?
Yes, whatever you say. On my way.
Which hero unit built that wall, that gate over there? I think.
I did. Raven, the warrior Thane.
So the warrior Thane guy can actually build gate. Can he build the towers at all, or is it just the gates?
I can also build towers.
Stone as well? Is it?
No, only the basic ones. Like
Only the basic. Okay, so that's a cool thing. So that so that's a specific thing for the warrior unit. So you could probably be aggressive with this and maybe tower push your opponent's base, for instance. If you wanted to do so, which is cool.
So all Thanes can build all basic things for each class. So every Thane can make the wood towers and also their own advanced thing. So I could make my own blacksmith if I wasn't busy attacking and things like that. So the Thane is to be used if one player goes a bit AFK or something like that. You still have the chance to build some of the things yourself.
Okay. So that tower coming in clutch there, defending my lumberjack guys on that right hand side. So ideally, when it comes to my resource layout, how would you rate it? I guess obviously I probably want to make sure I've maybe got another farm in the corner there. But I've got the houses in the way. I could always just delete them and rebuild them. But I guess you just want full farms around your town hall, and then the granary above ground. You probably want with the mix between the flower, the willow shade, and the Malaban grains. Is that a general good idea?
Yeah. The things also we see a lot of people using is the underground food strat. So we do have the edible mushrooms, which you have built, one farm out. They are very, very. I think they give almost double the amount of food. So during competitive matches, you'll often find hidden farms around the map in the underworld where people are farming food a lot more efficiency. And of course that allows you to build a lot more defenses around your town hall in the overworld. Okay, so you would say you would transition from building farms above ground, like just the standard crops, and going underworld, and then building big granary farms for food like this. Also, another question would be, when you're building these farms, let's just see, does the cost of them differ at all? No, but there is a time difference. So some crops takes longer time to grow, and of course there's a restriction if they can grow both underneath or over ground. Right. And so what's the time difference between a mushroom farm, so the mushroom food farm, and the standard food grain farm above ground? They're actually not that different in speed currently.
Okay, so right now it just makes total sense, always just to build a couple of granaries down in the underworld and spam out the these mushroom farms with a lot of farmers. So ideally, you'd probably want a lot of towers around them to protect them and things of the like. One other thing I want to mention is that you've got these rune circles around the map. You've got 2 underground and 3 above ground. These provide buffs next to your mini map, which are these. You've got this one in the middle gives you 25% more siege damage, and these smaller ones give you 10% more damage in general. So you got 1, 2, so that's 20. Down in the underworld, you got 2 more, which is the same. You can't see them because we haven't got the fog of war revealed right now. We've got this one revealed, so you can get 40% more damage, and also the 25% siege damage, which is massive. So they're probably going to be hotly contested in competitive matches.
Yeah, that's right.
One other thing, so I noticed that you've got, was when we go into the warrior class, we'll talk about these mobs and these trolls that spawn around. You've got the green ones, which are the easy ones, and these purple ones, which are stronger. Currently, there's no way of just disabling these mines for the enemy spawn, these enemy mob spawn points. Are you planning on doing that for people? Because right now it might be annoying for them to keep spawning in an area where you just want to mine safely.
So it's a bit of a different difficulty to mine across them. We have had some play with disabling the respawners, but currently they are very much contested as well because of the amount of food and iron you get from harvesting them with your warrior. Because these camps also drop resources, so they can be farmed, sort of.
Right, okay. So it just makes more sense than just to have maybe a few units just constantly near it to farm it all the time, rather than get rid of them. Okay. I mean, that's what I was doing with my playthrough yesterday, because it just seemed like a lot a sensible thing to do. And then maybe having a brewer nearby just to keep healing your troops up, so you never have to look back at that area, for instance, so you can just leave that idle. I've noticed, though, that the brewer doesn't heal himself when he gets attacked. If having 2 brewers next to each other, would they heal each other?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so seems quite maybe cost inefficient. Is that something you're changing? You want to change so brewers can heal themselves, or are you not going to consider doing that?
If healers can heal themselves, we found that it was a bit of a snowball. They ended up being a little bit too powerful.
Right. And can the healers stack their healing, or is it a constant? So if you had like 5 healers and they all healed at 10%, would that be 50% heal constantly? That seems ridiculously strong, so I imagine not.
It doesn't stack perfectly, but you do get an increase for having more Brewmasters.
Okay, so could you go into that a bit?
So for each more Brewmaster, the kind of like the increase in healing you get decreases. So having how does it say it? I don't have the math in front of me, but basically, if you have 2 Brewmasters, that's a good improvement, but 3, that's not as good of an improvement. So you want to spread them out a little bit to make sure that they're healing your army efficiently.
Right. Okay. So you just want you want them in groups of 2, basically running around, because one will heal the other, and they'll also increase their healing speed. So generally, the healing speed is what? Do we know what their base healing speed is?
It should be 1 health per second.
So here we go. We're going in attacking. I've got my level 5 guy there who's acting as a healer. I can also send in my brewers as well as my guards if I want to help out, but there's no need.
It's gonna be over like in 10 seconds. Oh, not even that.
There we go.
There
GG.
we go.
So we got ourselves a victory screen at the end with some stats. It would be nice to see maybe the ebb and flow with the graph. I don't know if you ever played. I think, does Warcraft have it? I think Warcraft has it. Age of Empires has it, and also Company Heroes has it, where you've got a graph to see the ebb and flow of a battle and how the tide is changing. Are you planning on adding in a graph to give players an idea of when or what time in the game power drops and increases?
Oh, definitely. Graph is something that we're big fans of. Like I grew up on Age of Empires 2 myself, so we're not leaving this game finished until we have the graphs in. I refuse it.
Sweet. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you want more content, click on the link here and over here. Also, make sure to click on the notification button down there. If you do that, you'll be notified whenever I post new YouTube content. Also, I stream nearly every single day on Twitch. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/HelpingHands. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Take care.